I've got bad news. Home insurance rates are skyrocketing here in Southern California, and we're actually hearing many people that are being dropped from their current carriers, left scrambling to find somebody to replace that, and seeing their payments go up every single month due to these issues. So it's a scary issue. If you're a homeowner here, or if you are thinking about moving here, it's something you definitely have to consider before making that move or that transition, or something you need to be considering for the future if you're already currently living here. So today, I want to break down for you how we can mitigate this issue, why it's happening, how you can get around it, propose some solutions. So I want to break this all down for you so you can make an informed decision on exactly what to do with your California homeowners insurance. Hey guys, I'm Andrew Lewis, your local Temecula Valley realtor, and this channel is dedicated to all things Temecula Valley. From new home construction tours to neighborhood spotlights to everything new coming here to the Temecula Valley, we're here to talk all things Temecula Valley. And again, in today's video, we're gonna break down exactly what's going on with local insurance rates, why people are being canceled on, what it means to you as a homeowner, what it means to you as a potential homeowner here in the area. Let's break it all down. Let's go. First, let's talk about what homeowners insurance really is, what the rates include, so you just have an idea of what that is. This is going to be required for any home that you purchase that has a loan on the property. It's going to be a requirement for the lender because they don't want the home to burn down and you be left with nothing, walk away from the property and default on that loan. So that's going to be an actual requirement for you. And let's just be honest, it's well worth it here in our area because in Southern California, we've got wildfires and earthquakes and all sorts of crazy things, right? We just had a hurricane that came through here in Southern California. So it's definitely something that you want to have on your home to protect yourself and your asset, because real estate is a tangible asset. And if you were to lose that, you would lose significant wealth. So homeowners insurance, there's many different things that it covers, usually 6 different areas. You've got dwelling coverage, other structure coverage, personal property coverage, loss of use, personal liability, and medical payments. So there's a whole bunch that goes into it. It protects you if someone falls and breaks their leg on your property, or if, the home burns down due to a wildfire here in the area. So definitely an important piece to have there. Now we need to break down why those rates are going up. What's causing these rates to increase? Because again, we're seeing homeowners here in the area that are, so they're getting a phone call or a letter from their carrier saying, hey, guess what? We're no longer going to provide coverage, or we're not going to renew your coverage here going forward. And they're also getting letters and notices that those rates are going to increase. And guess what? That's typically impounded into your monthly payment as a homeowner, and that makes your house payment go up. So that's a scary thing for everybody, because we always talk about how, hey, your home payment's pretty stable, it doesn't go up, the interest rate doesn't change. But if you've got that impounded in there and your rate doubles, you've instantly got a couple $100s more added to your monthly payment on your house bill, and that's something that we have to pay attention to. So next, we're gonna dive into why those rates are on the uptick. So to get an overall big picture of why these rates are going up, all we can really look to is what the insurance companies are telling us. And so what they're coming out and saying right now are, number one, wildfires have been pretty severe here recently in the past few years in Southern California. And so we've seen some major claims come through, as we've heard of entire small towns being burnt down, and insurance companies have to make those payouts based off of that. And if you don't know how an insurance company works, they're basically hedging their bets on what's going to happen. They're collecting those rates from you, and they're basically going, we're thinking this probably won't happen, therefore we're going to profit. Well, when that does happen, they actually don't profit. And what happens to a company when they don't profit? They either go out of business or they increase those rates. So wildfires have been increasing here, and that has brought some of those rates up. Insurance companies are also citing that climate change, droughts, reinsurance rates, and the dreaded I word, inflation, are causing those rates to go up. So again, let's dive in a little bit more to exactly why each one of those is impacting your rate. So we already talked about why wildfires are an issue and how they've actually already hurt the insurance companies. But when it comes to droughts, that's something that you may not consider would increase your rate, but it actually just means drier land, less watering, and overall more risk. Again, relating back to some of those wildfires, more risk to the insurance company, and that's going to increase those rates. They're also citing reinsurance rates are going up. And what this basically is in layman's terms is it's basically insurance for insurance companies. I told you that insurance companies are really just big gamblers. They're saying, I bet that's probably not gonna happen. So if we collect this much in premiums, we're probably good. Guess what? Sometimes they're wrong. We're human, and even technology would miscalculate this from time to time, and we can't control Mother Nature. So when things happen there, they've actually got insurance that covers them so they don't just go out of business and not reimburse people for their losses. So reinsurance rates basically mean their premiums are going up because they're losing money and they're having to fall back on their insurance, and that's going up for them as well. And so it just starts this vicious cycle of increasing those rates. And then again, the dreaded I word, inflation. We all know it's a problem in our country right now. The Fed is trying to curb the inflation and bring that down here, but because of inflation, those prices go up. Because guess what? Your home value shot up significantly. So did the replacement costs. So if the house burns down or gets destroyed in an earthquake, it's going to cost more to build that up again. So insurance rates at that point have to go up. So now let's bring it a little bit closer to home. What does that mean to us here in the Temecula Valley? How is that impacting people? If you've lived here, you've probably already heard stories from your friends and your neighbors about canceled insurance or having to go after private insurance or even the state's fair plan to get some additional insurance on their property because they're getting notices of cancellations. And you know, we've got some local homes here in the area that have absolutely beautiful views. They're on some great acreage, but the reality is wildfire loves that open land between homes. And so that's actually a risk. And so we're seeing people's premiums jump up significantly because of the beautiful land that they're on. And that's causing a financial strain to them. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, we're seeing that those rates go up, and that actually means that your monthly payment on your house goes up. And that's usually not something we anticipate to go up on a monthly or yearly basis. We count on that staying fairly stable. And to be honest, a lender is actually looking at that as well. So when they're approving you, they're running off of today's current insurance rates, today's current salary that you're making. And what they don't account for is if you maxed out your budget as far as what they consider qualified for a loan, and then your insurance doubles or triples, they're not accounting for the fact that that's going to increase your monthly payment and actually put you in some danger as a homeowner. And so it's not the mortgager's fault. That's not something that they have to take care of, but it is an issue that we're seeing as those insurance rates continue to rise. So not only is this impacting current homeowners, but it's also impacting future homeowners because they're going in with actually a pre-qualification letter to go buy a home based off of typical insurance rates. And they go buy a home that, again, backs up to a nature preserve with some open land behind it. They open escrow only to find out that they can't actually get insurance for that property. And it's not that they can't, there are places that you can go, but it's actually delaying escrows by a ton. And in some cases, we've actually seen some buyers that are maxing out their budget to get into escrow on a property, and then they find out that the insurance is double what their lender was suggesting on their estimate sheet, and it disqualifies them from the loan altogether. So basically they got to fall out of escrow and find a different property. So it's just something to be aware of as a buyer here in the area, that if you're going really to the tip top of that budget, make sure that your lender is actually factoring in what the actual insurance rates are today, and probably working in a little bit of a buffer there as well to go, hey, maybe they find a home that's got a nice little view and butts up against some open land, and that's going to cost them a little bit extra in that homeowner's insurance. So it's canceling escrows and it's delaying escrows. Doesn't make it impossible, but it's absolutely something, if you're buying here in the area, to be aware of when you enter that process. So it may sound like I just delivered a whole bunch of bad news to you. The reality is there's always going to be some sort of insurance available to you. It just may take a little bit more work. And our state is working to subsidize some of those things and try to bring some of those things down. Whether you agree with government stepping in for that or not, that's up to you, and we're not going to get into politics here. But they're working to make it a little bit more affordable. But what you can do right now about that is, if you are a current homeowner, you probably need to be working with a local insurance broker, somebody who is here in the area, who knows exactly what's going on, and who has access to different carriers for insurance. So a broker is able to shop that out amongst many different insurance options, give you the best possible rate, and help you find someone that will actually insure the property for you. That's very important, as opposed to just going direct to a certain company, going with them, and then finding out, hey, you got a call from them, they canceled. You got to go online, Google a couple different companies, call them, nope, that doesn't work. Let the broker do that job for you. And same goes for a homeowner or a home buyer. If you're looking to purchase a home, don't leave the insurance piece to the very end. It's something that you have to jump on immediately. Basically, as soon as you open escrow, a good real estate agent is going to connect you with a local insurance broker that will help you find the best option for you. you should not be left to your own to go find insurance and wait until the end of escrow when they say, hey, what about that insurance? You need to make sure that you're talking to a local broker. So a really good agent will have a good relationship with somebody there, can help explain that to you along the way. For me personally, I've had my own plan canceled 3 times in the last 3 years for my own insurance on my personal property. And guess what? My insurance broker was able to step in immediately. He receives the notice at the same time as I do, and he's already calling me with a plan on here's what we're doing next. Here are the options. So don't be reactive to those things. Have somebody that's proactive working on your behalf. That's the best piece of advice I can give for you here. But keep in mind, these rates are going up, so expect to pay a little bit more for insurance going into the future as we continue to see some of these developments with insurance companies. And again, maybe here in the future, the state will step in to subsidize some of it for you and help make it affordable, but we've got to watch out for these rising insurance rates as they come in the future. So to break it all down, insurance rates are on the rise here for homeowners insurance. And again, several factors that lead to that, but you've got to shop it out to make sure that you're getting the best possible rate, you're keeping coverage, it doesn't hurt you if you're currently a homeowner, and it doesn't hurt you if you are a future home buyer in the area. And if you're looking to come into the area, keep in mind that depending on where you're coming from, it actually may be comparable to where you're coming from based off of the different threats. If you're living on the coast and there's consistent threat of hurricane, you're gonna see similar rates here as you do where you're currently living. If you're coming from somewhere that just doesn't have as many threats on those type of things, it may seem like a significant increase, and we can get you some actual current rates if you reach out to us today. So I hope you enjoyed today's content. If you did, be sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment below about any questions you might have or suggestions. Maybe you've got a local carrier here that's working really well and some suggestions. Leave them below. And again, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on future videos. This channel is dedicated to all things Temecula Valley. We want to keep you informed exactly what's going on here, what it's like living here. So hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you next time.